So where are they going to lead if everybody's lying? Everybody doesn't know anything. They
Right.
went to the White House 180 times to go to
Mm-hmm.
Easter egg hunts. They don't know how to count. They don't know anything about the Constitution. They don't even recall what the First Amendment says.
Right.
I mean, is this all theatrics?
Right. Well, it's
So
like the woman who
that's
testified, going to,
done.
yeah. Well, it's like the woman who, with IRS, went to Congress and he says, "I got to take the fifth." And guess what? She's going to, uh, she's going to be charged with obstructing justice. If she's going to be charged with, that's prison right there. She just struck justice what she did.
Well, there's a lot of people obstructing justice, and there's a lot of abuse of power going on
That's
in this
right.
regime. And unfortunately, nobody seems to want to target the people who are in charge of all of these scandals.
But yet they target us
Uh,
though. They could target us by our emails and by our phone now. So they're doing that,
well,
Rose.
they're targeting the American people who oppose corruption.
That's right.
The new legal is now illegal.
Well, guess what? Glenn Beck said if you're a broadcaster and you're being attacked right now, it's a good thing you're doing. It's a very good thing. That means it shows you that these people are really out there to show their full strength, or show their full power of this regime. And this is exactly what Hitler did too, as well, trying to uh, trying to decredit Christians as well as his own people, because we are Americans, But he did it to his own people too, as well. He brainwashed the youth. It's like Obama's doing right now.
Well, we've got the Boy Scouts under attack here.
Right.
They finally given in and said, okay, whatever.
Right.
And then, so.
Indoctrinate. Right.
And in my book, Obamacare, Dinosaurs, Rednecks, and Radicals, it talks about how Obamasaurus actually indoctrinates the children.
Good.
And the parents are don't have any opt-outs. They don't have any way to take their children out of certain programs. It's a mandate by the Obamasaurus regime in the book.
Excellent.
In the satire. But in the end, it leaves a really important message for the American people.
Good.
And for mankind on how easily a nation, a sleepyhead nation, who's passive and accepted for the first time I call him a mulatto because he's half white, half black.
Right.
So into the highest office in the nation without even being vetted.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're telling us we can't remove him no matter what he does because that's racism.
Right.
How did allegations of scandals turn into racism?
Right.
So we have more blacks in the White House now than any time in U.S. history, and that's because white America is fair.
Right.
That's why. Because there are white Americans who marched in the civil rights marches with Martin Luther King, and they supported, and white politicians supported civil rights.
Right.
That's how it happened. It was a black and white uniting together
right.
to make it happen. Now we have division suddenly.
Right.
2008, all this racism, all this division. We are not called the divided United States of America. We have been the United States of America for 236 years because we make sure that human rights violations are corrected, even if it takes years.
Mm-hmm. Excellent, strong point you just made there, Rose. I like that.
Well, it's the truth.
It is the truth.
And we as Americans and Christians and Catholics, they can bombard us with all of their attacks about how horrible we are. But the bottom line is, our country was rooted in the Ten Commandments and the Bible, and you go anywhere in Washington, D.C., and any writings by our past presidents, you will see that the Bible and the Ten Commandments and principles and integrity, but especially the Bible, is always the key to what decisions they made about our country.
That's great.
It always goes back to God.
Right.
And people can say, oh, there is no God. That's fine. That's their choice. God gave us a free will, free choice. But even if those people who don't believe in God on U.S. soil were attacked, the Christian Americans, the Catholics, the Mormons, all God-fearing moral people would still protect them.
Right.
But in this case, they are attacking everyone else who doesn't go along with their ideologies of tolerance and political correctness.
Good point.